Welcome back, Xogos Nation. This is another episode of the Xogos Live. This is where we go through all of our games and teach you about how fun they are and how to play them, the things that you can learn, all these different things. This is Debt Free Millionaire. This is my baby. This is the one I am so excited about. I actually started a podcast a little while ago. You can check it out on our site. I actually discontinued it just for a little bit, but I have about 100 episodes in there where you can learn all about personal finance. I also created a book, and we put all that on hold because we wanted to get this game out first. And when you get into this game, you can start playing and start reading from the book and actually learn about all the different things that you would learn in the game. So this is paying off debt, getting a house, investing, all these different things, paychecks, taxes, everything. But we do it in a really fun way. The first thing to do is you need to pick your career. And in phase 1, we have 3 careers. In phase 2, we'll have dozens of them. Phase 3, we'll actually have hundreds of careers, all brought to you by different corporate sponsors. This is why it's so amazing. Each corporate sponsor, the reason why we have a corporate sponsor is they're not just helping us with funding to develop that career, they're giving us the ins and outs of what that person needs to see, what a laboratory is, like if it's a scientist, for example, what the laboratory is like, mini games when it comes to how to be a lab scientist or a construction worker of some sort or a programmer of some sort. Each of these companies are helping us to develop these and find ways of helping you to understand what those careers are like. So this has 2 folds. 1 is to teach personal finance, and 2, it helps you with career readiness. So let's get started. I'm going to stop talking and start playing the game. So first thing, I'm going to hit start. Now there's 2 ways of playing the game. 1 is fast track. It's a 30-minute game. You're trying to accomplish your goals within 30 minutes. Whole life simulation is basically a whole life simulation where you actually live the life of whatever career you choose. Now in phase 1, you can only work in the office. Phase 2 is where you actually go out to the grocery store. You catch an airplane. You do all these different things. You can even go on vacation. And you use your expenses, your money that you're making, and create expenses by living life. So you can live a whole life in here learning about personal finance and your career that you may want to go into. You're also going to find out if it's like a 9-to-5 job, how it feels to be in the 9-to-5. But again, I could go off on this all day long. So let's just click into fast track because we want to do this within 30 minutes. Now, this video is not going to be 30 minutes, but I'm going to show you all the ins and outs. Now this is my daughter's account, so I'm going to go in here, hit female. The reason why you hit male or female is because of the next screen. These avatars are male and female. So you have computers, you have medical, you have construction. We're going to start off with computers. I want to go into computers. Let's go into computers. So now you can go straight into a career. Yeah, say you want to be an IT tech. This is the money that you make. This is the monthly salary. These are all the taxes that are taken out every single month. But there's your educational loan. You have none because you went straight into a career. Now I'm not going to accept this. I want to go to a trade school. Let's go to trade school. So I go to a trade school. This is going to take me 1 to 2 years. I want to go to, let's say, cybersecurity. Again, I'm still in programming or still in computers. Cybersecurity. This is $75,000 I'd be making annually. My monthly payment or monthly salary would be $6,250. Taxes, taxes, taxes. Yeah, everyone has them. And that's my loan for my education. Now, at a trade school is actually a lot more than that, but we're counting on that you're getting grants, you're getting scholarships, and you're using the Xogos scholarship program to make as much money as possible for scholarships that you basically walk into school and go for free. Now, it's not for free because you did a lot of hard work, which also means you're going to be paying attention because you know that you worked hard to do this, to get into that trade school. And so you're going to actually pay attention when the time comes. Now, let's just say I don't want to do a trade school. I want to go into college. So here's college. Okay, so I can go to an associate's degree. I can do a bachelor's degree, and I can do a master's. There's no PhD in this situation. So I'm going to say I can go to master's, and these are the different ones. Look at that. Artificial intelligence engineer, 140,000. But look at my educational loan, $88,000. Do I really want to have that? And that again is after your grants and your scholarships and the Xogos scholarship, though that would probably bring you down half. So I'm not going to accept this one. I'm going to go on to what I did in life. I went to a 4-year degree, and I should have kept in my programming lessons because that's actually what I went to school for, but I went more into business management. So these are just a few different tasks or careers you can go into. I'm going to be a network engineer, $95,000. At the same time, my educational loan, $40,000. In about a year of making that, I could pay off my educational loan. Except it's not just your loan that you're going to be paying off. You're going to be paying off all your adult expenses, your housing, your car, your anything else that you do, and especially your food. Your food is a must. Your house, you can stay with your parents for a while. Depending on if you're married or not. You can also go into like public transportation, $50 for a month, or you pay $100 for gas and whatever your car expense is. So all these different things, you're not going to pay that off in 1 year, but you might be able to pay it off in 2. So I'm going to accept this one. And the first thing you want to do after that is to pick your priorities. Again, you have 30 minutes to accomplish this, whatever task you choose. Now, what's your priority in life? Is it to have the most fun, to invest fast, to buy a house, or start a family? I'm going to go with invest fast right now. So these are the goals that you have to make. This is going to be your hardest one. $200,000 in investments. And remember, you're making, $95,000? So you don't have to pay off debt here. But to get that, you're going to have to pay basically 2.5 years worth of tasks. So let's start. And it doesn't take you forever to accomplish that. Now, because we're online doing this live, this is actually taking a little bit longer than normal. Okay, so coming into your expenses. I want to live at my parents' home because it's $0 per month. Public transportation because it's $50 a month. No, I'm going to use my parents' car or one that they're letting me borrow. I just have to pay for gas and so on and so forth. Later on, you'll be able to buy your own house and such. Now, all these other options are, well, basically your choice. If I'm going to stay at my parents' house, I have to pay them $100 a month for food. Or live frugally, $200 a month. Fresh food, $300 a month. Name brands, $400 a month. I get to choose. Now, again, be honest with yourself. Don't just say, I'm going to do all the lowest ones and know that you're going to be doing a lot more expensive things. Cheap clothing, phone networks, video streaming, and extras. So those are a few things to look at. Now, like I said, you do not actually have the money to buy a car, which says buy a car. You need a deposit of $2,100. You're at $2,000. With this one, I could rent a large apartment, except the loan is $2,400. If I pick this one, it automatically brings my upfront expense to $1,600 out of my savings. I would only have $400 left. Not a very good situation. So I'm going to stay with my parents right away. Maybe for a month, maybe 2, maybe a little bit more. Okay, now I've entered the game. Okay, so this is your simulation. You have to accomplish 3 tasks, 3 mini games in order to get a paycheck. So let's go find that mini game. If you can see that blue flashing cylinder, that is where you need to go to get your game. Hit F. The first few are very simple. I mean, very simple. Slide that card, you're done. That's your game. But as you go, it'll actually get a little bit more expensive. There we go. In here, just like a programmer, we're going to have to move files. So we're moving some files from server X to the office system. Fun. Okay, but it's done. Now at the time that it's done, complete, and I come out of the game. I have to accomplish one more task in order to get my paycheck. Now again, as you go, they do get a little bit more difficult. And there are a ton of games to choose from. So let's go with 4, 3, 5, 8, 2. These are random numbers that come up and you have to punch in the code. Again, with a programmer, everything's about security, so there you go. Okay, so the economy is steady and there's no big news. Sad, because I want to show you an example of some of the things that could happen, including a pandemic. And what would happen to the stock market, what would happen to your your own income and your expenses. They all fluctuate depending on what's happening with the economy. Okay, so click out of here. This is your salary for that pay period, for that month. You took out, sorry, not for that month, for that pay period. We get, in this game, we get paychecks twice a month. So bi-monthly. So with bi-monthly, this is half of my salary. Taking out all the expenses, I walk away with only $3,000 per paycheck. Okay, so $3,000, that's a good amount. I could keep going, except what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you all the other ins and outs of this game. So first off, the first tab right here. So this is basically my profile. Female, I'm 22 years old, network engineer. My monthly salary is $7,916. Current balance in my bank account is $5,024. $5,024. There we go. My total investments, 0. We're gonna change that. And debt, $40,000. I have a lot of debt and I'm not paying towards it. Right now I'm paying $4,000 towards it. My monthly expenses are only $220. That's not gonna be long because I'm gonna try to move out of my parents' house at some point. Not right now. Okay, so the first tab to look at is your salary. This is exactly what you saw earlier with your monthly salary, not your bi-monthly salary, and how much taxes they're taking out. Every month you're walking away with about $6,000. That's another reason why just taking your amount that you're supposed to make annually and paying off your debt won't exactly work. So in here, investments. Okay, so now in phase 2, you're going to be able to do real estate. You're going to even be able to start a business. But before that, stocks and bonds, that's great. Commodities, that's great. Let's go into stocks and bonds. Now, not all stocks are available. You can't get bonds. You can't get mutual funds. You can't get ETFs yet, but you will. Okay, so coming back into stocks, we have giggles, like Google, blood bank, that's because they're sucking blood out of you, and Macintosh, like Apple. Okay, so now as you can see, because there was no economic change, it started at $20. Now last month it was at $100. 5 months ago, it was $88. So you know that this is underpriced and you want to jump on it as soon as possible. Something probably happened in the economy just before you started. You want to jump in. Blood bank, same thing, $100, but it also dropped down to $85. So this might be one that you don't want to use right now unless you get a lot of different economic changes where it actually drops below 85,000 and yeah, go from there. And then Macintosh, as you can see, $88 per share, but it was up to $235. So let's manage this. I'm going to buy 10 shares here. One more, buy. And come over to Macintosh and buy 10 shares here. Now there will actually be more stocks in the future. There will also be a graph so you can see exactly where it's going, so that when you click on manage, it'll actually show you the graph right here. We don't have a graph right now. Okay, so now I'm going to clear out of here. I'm going to clear out of here and here. The next thing, besides investments, is also your expenses. This is where you can change your expenses, including housing, transportation, food, and so forth. So if I want to move out of my parents' house, I could do that, but now I'm paying $1,600. And right now, I'm at $3,900 because I just bought some investments. So let's wait just a little bit longer because I want to basically invest fast. That's my goal. So click out of here. Last one to lose because we're not showing you the savings yet. And also because we're going to be doing some interesting thing with savings where you can actually increase by the amount of money that you have in there. And then extras. As of right now, let's go into debt. And this is how much debt you owe, $40,000. Every month you're going to be paying, this is your next paycheck, $400 towards it. Oh, I want to change that. I want to go up dramatically from here. And the sad thing is we have to click on it at some point. Let's see. Yeah, you can't just type it in. So I'm going to up this to about $1,000. And by doing $1,000, it allows me to pay $1,000 per month or per paycheck towards paying off my debt. One last one. There we go. Save. So my monthly debt cut will be $1,000. Monthly expense, $220. Okay, and I'm ready to go back into the game. Now, well, one last thing. In the profile, you'll see over here, these are your priorities. You can't change them. This is the one that you chose. This is one you're going to have to live by. But you come out here, you come to this checklist, invest in 3 different stocks. Now, I should have invested in the blood bank. That would make me win that first objective. The next one is an emergency fund of 3 months. Well, I could do that. I would have, I could probably do that in about 8 to 9 more paychecks. And then the last one, invest an amount of $200,000. Now, that's going to be very difficult in 30 minutes. But I think you're up to the task. So you have 22 minutes, 10 seconds, 9 seconds, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, and so forth. Now, if you look up here, this is the date. This is the day. This will actually change when we actually turn it to phase 2, where you can actually walk out of your office, go home, go to the grocery store, go to the airport, and live your life. As of right now, it's just in the office that you choose. Now up here are just regular things such as settings, where you can change the music and the sound. And here is also the economic change, the news. So you can reread that. You click up here as well. Yeah, it looks like you can't. You can't. This also shows that how happy you are. Now, if you get into negatives, there are some negative consequences. If you get to very positive, there are also benefits of doing that. So you want to learn about taking a break. And in the future, like I said, you'll go to the grocery store, you'll go home, but you could also go to the airport. You could go on vacation. All these different things. You can even, in the future, work remote. We're going to have all these things. So thank you so much for being patient with us as we get into phase 2 and continue developing all these different careers. We're going to go from 3 careers to dozens. And then after phase 2, phase 3 is where we have hundreds. And these are all put together by corporate sponsors. Now, the great thing about these corporate sponsors is they're in here because they want to recruit you. If you go into a career, they want you to see how great it is. And you're going to have like a little bit of thing saying, this is put on by X, Y, and Z company. Like, great, maybe after I'm done picking this career and I'm done with college, I'm going to work for that company. That's all they want. We're not monetizing. We're not monetizing you. We're not even saying, go buy X, Y, and Z product. We want you to see that these are people that are actually trying to recruit. That is their main goal in supporting this program. So think of them as a possible recruit when you go to work. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch you next time. Next time, I think it will be historical conquest. Thanks again. Take care. Have a great day. Bye.